Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the new Diamon Select C2E2 exclusive Battle Beast. That's right, the Battle Beasts are making a return, albeit in a new fashion. It's been a pretty big buzzword lately, Battle Beast. A lot of people are talking about it. Part of the reason is because Diamond announced that they are going to be relaunching Battle Beast as part of their MiniMates line. Now here's the key factor in this whole thing. Diamond only owns the name Battle Beast. So this new line that they are producing actually has nothing to do with the vintage line from Hasbro. The only similarity here is the name Battle Beast and the fact that they are beasts that are doing battle. There's no fire, water, wood, rub signs. There's nothing else that has anything to do with that vintage line. The characters won't be the same. The difference here is that these are MiniMates that are done with cool new sculpts that look like different creatures ready to do battle. So, let's go ahead and take a look at this brand new C2E2 exclusive from this year. Now, they've been doing exclusives at the conventions for the past 2 or 3 years now. We finally got an announcement this year that a brand new line of MiniMates called Battle Beasts will be starting in fall 2012. We'll also be getting a brand new comic series from IDW in the summer. So it's pretty big news to go along with this. Let's go ahead and take a look at the figure and see what we think of it. Now the C2E2 exclusive is in this translucent red color, as you can see. The actual finalized figures, of course, will be fully painted, but this is a way that we can differentiate this from the actual regular releases. Now, it's kind of hard to see because of the translucent nature of the figure, but there is quite a bit of cool detailing going on here. You can see that the C2E2 exclusive is actually a ram. So he's got a cool ram sculpted head with horns on it. He's got a bit of a cloak that hangs down over his shoulder and extends onto his back there. And it's a really cool design overall. You can see the little hooves coming out of the armored shin guards there. But the crazy thing to realize about this is that it's all built on the MiniMates body. Now it is modified slightly, so it's not the same as the regular MiniMates. But if we pull the whole guy apart here, you can actually see it's a brand new head, so it's not the standard MiniMates head. It's a brand new head, but it pops onto the little ball joint here. You can slide the armor piece off, and look what it reveals underneath. We've got that blocky square MiniMates body. You can see that the shin guards pop off, revealing the same type of MiniMate arms. So this is just a MiniMates buck with these brand new pieces on here. Now, Diamond did do a great job of modifying this to make it look like something different, because when he's all put together, he doesn't just look like your standard MiniMate. He looks like a little action figure. And I like that quite a bit, because while the MiniMates are cool, the MiniMates have never been something that I've really been into collecting hardcore. So I think it's kind of neat that they modified this a little bit and made it kind of its own thing. It's not just the same MiniMate bodies that are just repainted to look like the different characters. This actually has quite a bit of sculpting details on here. So if you've ever had MiniMates before, you know what the articulation is pretty much going to be like. You can see the head turns, you got good joints on the arms, you got elbow cuts, you got swivels at the wrists, the leg joints turn, you got bends at the knee area there a little bit. It swivels around. Then it's pretty solid underneath where the hooves are. But it's still pretty posable for this tiny little action figure. Now, he does include a few accessories. First of all, we've got this really cool little shield. You can see it's got the little ram skull on the front there. In the back has got a little handle that it can hold on to, so it just snaps into the little MiniMate hand. And the hands on this are still very MiniMate-esque, so they're shaped the same way that all previous MiniMates have been before. You can see with just the little slits there, and the shield just plugs right into that. And then we've also got this little sword. Now the sword's cool because there actually is a sheath with it. You can take the sword out of the sheath. And there is a little peg on the back there. That's because you can actually plug this into the back of the figure. There's a small little hole back here, so we can have the sword on his back, which is a really cool little detail. And then the sword can slide out of the sheath and just plug into his other MiniMate hand. So it is actually a pretty cool little action figure. Alright, how about a little bit of comparison time? Now, I know I told you guys that This doesn't actually have anything to do with the original Battle Beast line, but it is just natural to compare these guys so we can get a good look at them side by side. You can see that the scales are very similar. They're about the same height, although the new one from Diamond is a little bit taller. And then, of course, they don't really have those same squat poses that the vintage figures had. These are a little taller looking. Obviously, they've got a lot more posability. And then, of course, they're lacking the rub signs, which is what made the vintage Battle Beast kind of special. But this way you get a good glimpse of what these look like compared to the vintage figures that we all love. Alright, so in the end, I do think this is a pretty neat looking figure. The translucent is kind of cool. It's very shiny, almost like a piece of candy is what it looks like. I'm actually more interested to see what the fully painted ones are going to look like. I think I'll like those actually quite a bit more than the translucent exclusive here. But again, it's an exclusive, so I understand why it's this color. Now, here's the deal. If you're an old fan of Battle Beasts and you're looking for brand new Battle Beasts just like those, this may not be for you. I know that I think this is a cool looking figure and I'm anxious to see what else Diamond's going to put out, but this doesn't feel like a Battle Beast to me. And I've kind of lost a little interest in this, knowing that it doesn't actually have anything to do with the original Battle Beast. Now, like I said, I'm going to still see what they put out, because the figures do have some really nice sculpting on them, and I think the designs are still kind of cool, so I'm still curious to see what we get released. But at this point, I am actually more anxious to see what Takara is doing with the Beast Fighters figures, or the Beast Formers. They're actually bringing back the Beast Formers. And those look much more like the vintage Battle Beast. So if you haven't seen those yet, just do a search for it and check them out. Maybe that's what you're looking for instead of these. But if you're a MiniMates fan, or you just think these look cool, hey, definitely check them out. They'll be hitting stores in the fall, and they might end up being something pretty cool. Well, I want to give a special shout out to my friend Talon from ActionFigurePix.com for hooking me up with this awesome C2E2 exclusive so that I can give it the video review treatment. So, shout out to you, Talon. Thank you very much. And there you go, guys. There's a look at the brand new Battle Beasts. Until next time.